Come on in, I'll show you my shop. As you can see, my shop is in my home. This is where I do the majority of my creating. I've got some high-tech equipment, sewing machines. That sewing machine does 1,500 stitches a minute. This room will do a lot of marketing, a lot of business. You know, I've got a lot of website development and all that. This was redone by my father many years ago. I grew up in a family that my mother quilted all her life. This antique sewing machine is from the 1940s, and it still works to this day. But I'm very thankful I have the high-powered one over here to help me. She passed before my business started, which was 13 years ago. And I always think to myself that she would probably wouldn't be too thrilled that I was doing it all by machines. But, you know, hand quilting is just not very profitable. But I have quilts upstairs from her, and all my siblings have quilts from her. So it was just, I grew up with it. I made my two sons t-shirt quilts from their garments that I had saved when they both graduated from high school. And I posted it to Facebook, social media, and I'm not kidding you, within about 25 minutes, I had about 20 orders. And that weekend, I created a website. And now my website, you know, I've been really lucky. Over the years, my website it's my baby. I take care of it every day almost. You know, I quality content, I upload pictures. When I first started, I really didn't know what I was doing with web development, but it's web development is a skill, and it's a skill that I actually like. I love getting all the pictures. Here's my homepage. It's Welcome to Memory Quilts by Molly, and you can see all of the. That was a very large order. That was a 6-quilt order for a family, and those are in fact memorial quilts. There's my mother and father. There's my mother, and that's my daughter, Rachel. This is a quilt that hangs in my daughter's bedroom that my mother made. And if you look, it's all hand done by my mother. It's a pattern that has been in the quilting world for a very long time. Like if you talk to quilters and you say Sue Bonnet, they will know exactly what this is. That's the modern style. That's a block style quilt. It's cotton shirts, it's flannel shirts, it's golf shirts. And you know, let's face it, the older you get, the less rock and roll t-shirts you wear. There's my premium one that my mother would love. It's the Friendship Star Sashing. And this woman sent me these beautiful, I guess they're little bed covers that the dog laid on. This is a hanky quilt that was made with a grandmother's hankies. Those are ties. These are holiday napkins that the mother just prided herself on. And she would set a table that was more beautiful than anything you've ever seen. The initial consult is very important. You know, some of them are very emotional, and I tell them to just take their time, and we go through it. And, you know, about 30, 45 minutes later, I always say to them, their work is done, and mine begins. I like the fact that people trust me with their valuables. It takes your breath away sometimes. Like in the beginning, I was afraid. Everything slows down. Everything gets turned off. I better be doing, you know, a proper job. I do whatever it takes to get the quilt as custom and as memorable as it possibly can. You're here. How are you?
Good.
Come on in. Come on. And I can't wait for you to see the quilts. They turned out.
I can't wait to see them. I've been very anxious since you sent me.
Here's the first one.
Oh.
I know.
Look at that. It's perfect. Yeah.
And remember the special shirt you needed for the.
Yes.
Yes, right. Was that the shirt he always wore?
Yeah, I mean, he was a big-time sports fan, so anything sports-related, especially of Phillies, he was very much into. We took a family trip to Disney, in fact, like 2 months before he died. And so I tried, and we had family shirts made. So I have one of those are in each of them. So that was something I was very glad that I did, because obviously we didn't know that was going to happen 2 months later. Because it'll be 3 years in June. Okay. So the first year I was like, forget it. Then last year I just couldn't get it together to do it for Christmas. So this year I said, I'm going to do this.
You think they're going to like it?
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah. I know my youngest daughter has no idea it's happening. and she will probably cry.
I hope they bring your daughters comfort. I really do.
Okay.
Take care now. Okay. All right. And this is how many Memory Quilts by Molly orders come. They come in the mail, and this is filled with garments that will be turned into a quilt. Hockey jerseys are amazing, but they're very difficult to work with because they're so big. Oh, that one needs to go in the middle. Beautiful. And after several years of doing it, you kind of get a feel for, color is important. You got to make sure that the colors pop. And when this is all laid out, I then send a picture to the client. For me, when I was like, wow, I have impacted that person. That is very gratifying for me. Very gratifying. If that keeps getting handed down and handed down, it truly does become an heirloom of the families. There's fabric that she collected over the years. And here's the beautiful powder blue backing that shows her hand stitching just beautifully. If you look, that's incredibly difficult to do that straight. But yeah, so that's what I just saw this. It says my name, Molly. Oh my gosh, I recognize this. This probably was a tablecloth of ours from my youth. I might have to start displaying it again.